What's up, YouTube? What's up, Xtreme Gainz family? I'm Chuck. This is Xtreme Gainz. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today's Thursday, March 31st, 2022, and this is the Amc Gme and SPY Algo Exposed daily update and preparation video for tomorrow, TGIFF, and beyond. Hope you had a great day in the market today. If you were not in this live stream today, you missed a good one. Literally, someone made 6 figures on an intraday trade from the live stream chat. We had premium members kicking ass, making extreme gains. We had general members making extreme gains, and we had chat members making extreme gains. So congratulations to everybody. What a kick-ass day from that perspective. As well as the snakes, they fulfilled absolutely dead on again today. So it was a good day from that perspective as well. The macro comparatives are on. Everything was dead on here today. So it was a very good day. You missed a good live stream. But anyways, I want to go over the regulars that I go here, and congrats to everybody, by the way. Go over the regulars that I always go over, my snake Algo for all of them and macro comparatives for all of them, and then we'll get you out of here and I can go kick back and try to get rid of the rest of this headache, and we will see you all back here tomorrow. So with that said, let's dig in. All right, on your screen is AMC and my snake Algo. This is the yellow is the snake that was clipped on Tuesday. We have got projection and fulfillment, 100% fulfillment on Tuesday, Wednesday, and now today. All this downside, the curl over, the downside, and now the bounce have all been projected absolutely perfectly by this snake pool. Now, there was a potential thought in my head because of what I have documented from the last 2 weeks that maybe today would be a day that we would divert from this and get a new snake, because they've all been for the last couple weeks have been Tuesday, Thursday, and then Thursday, Tuesday. So I did clip one early this morning that we talked about, and this is what it would look like on here. But as you can see, it runs right with the current snake into what looks to be tomorrow. So if we were to divert from this to the downside tomorrow morning, if we were to go hard downside, finish out this move to the upside, then go hard downside prior to market open, this is something that I would be using. If not, I'm going to leave this one on here because it has not diverted from it. And that's kind of the chain linking that I was talking about that I'm trying to do, just letting them take me where they go. And then when it diverts, I'll clip a new one. And then I'm documenting everything to try to find some sequencing within it. But anyways, here is today. AMC was down 4.05% today at $24.64 going into close. However, there was some justification news for GME that got I think it was right around a 20% move, which we're going to look at in a second. AMC moved with it as well and is currently up 5.19% in after hours at 25.92. However, as you can see, this was already planned, and it fulfilled exactly as the snake has provided as a projection, and it's falling in behind it. So you all know how I stand and my thoughts and feelings on all of this stuff. But there you go. There's what the snake is showing, the fulfillment of the last couple of days, and potentially going into tomorrow, as long as we don't get fulfillment to the upside first thing in the morning, and then that dump out if it were to divert in that manner. I have the snake that I showed you from today that would be potentially the snake prior to market open, because I won't have a new indicator and or snake potentially until market opens tomorrow if it were to divert tomorrow. But it has not diverted, so this is staying on, and there is the outlook from this snake in this position currently until diversion. All right, and here is the macro comparative for AMC. The yellow one is the big brother, little brother sequencing of fractals that I've talked to you about. I'm going to go to the 1 minute, or I'm sorry, the 1 hour. Y'all know I'm tired. I had a migraine today. I appreciate y'all supporting me today. Taking a little break to try to get rid of this headache. and sticking around. I appreciate y'all. So the yellow one is a previous fractal from the this macro structure that we've been in, the macro descending wedge, and I've made videos a while back about Big Brother, Little Brother. Most of y'all know about that, but this is the Big Brother fractal of that, and the placement of it and our real-time price action within it are right here. And it followed and has followed perfectly thus far. Man, I can't talk. This is indicating a little different than what the current snake is potentially indicating in this position. This is indicating this W finishing off, right? The curl up, back down, curl up, and then get the move back up to this box top right here. So you have the box top, the breakdown, the W, the blow up, another box top, a breakdown, and W, and so on and so forth. And that's what this one here is indicating. Now the blue one is the remaining portion of the macro double that comes from the macro descending wedge prior to the January 2021 run up. It is a giant 7-year macro descending wedge. I clipped a 5-year portion of that movement in blue and overlaid it in its entirety on movements from the May June run up until today and beyond here, excuse me. And this has never been a candle for candle projection, which a lot of you know, but some don't seem to be able to wrap their minds around that. However, I explained this when we came out of this double-double, this macro double-double, that potentially, and this is the only way I can make sense of it, that the move and the breakout of the descending wedge initially here, like the fractal was indicating, potentially got stuffed and suppressed, and that maybe this would curl back around and we would start to follow the remaining portion of this macro overlay, and that would be replicating the moves from January 2021 until the run up in May of 2021. And so far, I'm going to zoom in and show you, so far it has done that. It is following the blue as well. What does the blue project moving into the future? And granted, this isn't all tomorrow. These are the 4-hour candles. The same thing initially as the yellow. I'll pull back down and put this W in right here. Back up, and this is a larger W, almost a double-double. And then it makes a move up to this small box top, back down, a smaller double, and then the blow up to, at the time, was all-time highs. So in this moment, in this position, it is still following it under that perception and understanding of what I tried to make sense of in its entirety, and of it not, I guess, fulfilling this projected movement and breakout, and it happening out here instead. So that's where we're at within it on the 15-minute potential micro movements going into tomorrow. What are they indicating? In my opinion, it looks to me, excuse me, like essentially both of them are indicating somewhat of some downside. So we have a snake algo overlay that is indicating upside. We have both macro comparatives, and the blue one could be potentially indicating short-term upside and then downside, but we have both macro comparatives showing potential downside. And then I showed you possibly if we divert before market open what the snake would look like. So those are the macro comparatives and the snake for AMC. Man, I did it again. Here is GME. Now, the news that came out as justification for movement was the 8K filing for a stock split for GME that came out after hours. And this is the snake that was clipped Tuesday. And here we go with it leading and fulfilling Wednesday, and now today. We were looking at this, and again, there's a void here, which I just didn't finish putting a clip on. Don't worry about that. There was one there that led us. I just don't have it on there right now. I don't know where the hell it went. Has anybody else's trading view been acting up? Let me know actually in the comments, because even last night prior to making the video, I came back after being here all day and streaming, and all of my charts were blank, as if it started all over. I had to turn on dark mode and everything all over again. Let me know. That would be interesting to know if any of you are using TradingView, either the browser or the app for desktop. Have you had any issues with it like that? Anyways, here's the snake. Here's the fulfillment of yesterday and today to the T. Again, this is why I say justified news justification for the movement, because it was projected within the snake, within the micro to macro snake. And there it is. What is it potentially suggesting and or projecting for tomorrow? Right now in this moment, it's looking like, let me go ahead and give me some timing here. We'll go just from there to there. So it's looking like some upside, obviously. Maybe some consolidation, some stair stepping on its way up. Right now in this position, in this current moment, that's what it's indicating to me. Like I showed with AMC, if we were to divert downside out of this prior to market open, I would have to use a clip of another snake. I think it would probably be, yeah, definitely. Well, it might be the end of today. That would give me a clip. Actually, it would. I would do the same thing I did with AMC. I would clip today, being Thursday, because as well, GME's been running on the same schedule as AMC, essentially, with the clipping of these snakes and the overlaying of them. So I would clip today's Thursday movement that would hopefully get us into market open and or be the snake if we are to divert. However, I'm not going to do that yet because we have not diverted from it yet. Again, in the chain linking of this, or in that theory of this, I am allowing them to just lead me where they go. Once they divert, then I will clip another one and go from there. But I will be prepared with one tomorrow either way. That way, in the morning, if it does go prior to market open, I'm ready for it. But that is the current projection for it currently in that position. Now, as far as a macro comparative, there's one here that we were looking at in my premium Discord from 2015 of GME. And we were looking at it essentially in this position. I'm going to get it there. If I can get it there. There we go. And I know none of this is off. This is one of these ones where it would need clipped and placed in segments because of some of the volatility and the angles, the angularity of the movements does not match up just to do a straight overlay. The movements are all there though, and it would need clipped in. What I found were 3 different pieces, but the same thing, and it does essentially overlay itself onto this entire macro double here. But this is the portion that I want to bring your attention to right here, and you can see the yellow snake in here. And let me turn that blue real quick. And then here's the macro comparative, potentially in that position, which is where I believe or think it potentially belongs. And its indication is what? Something similar here to the snake, maybe not to the price level in which the snake is indicating in its entirety, but it is looking like potentially some consolidation here before a continuation to upside, which if you follow box top with me at all, you know that is a box top, a compressed W, and then continuation to upside. But so far, so good with this leg up out of this W, excuse me for that drink, and it's still continuing to follow the macro comparative in that position. This is just something I'm looking at on the side. I really haven't found an entire macro comparative for GME yet that is like the one that I have for AMC. And I did have a big brother, little brother on here, an actual big brother comparative fractal on here earlier in the week. Right there it is. And this is the big brother comparative for this. Just like the big brother macro comparative for AMC. And oh, would you look at that? Let me move the snake real quick. The move was projected with the macro comparative. So, what does it indicate? Potentially. Obviously, this shows gap up and then continuation to upside, maybe with some consolidation up here at the next level. We'll see if it continues to play out in that fashion, but that is the other macro comparative that I have been looking at with GME. SPY. I have been using the macro comparative from the 2008-2009 correction and crash in two different positions. The red, which is what I call the extended version or placement, and the blue, which is what I call the long term. I just started showing you all the long term. Long term was something that I was viewing essentially by myself behind the curtain, and I just felt it was necessary to potentially bring it out here for the reason that we started to potentially divert to the upside here yesterday and the days previous to that, and it was, if it was going to continue to follow this in that manner and not give this hard downside move in the initial, and then obviously with the macro generalized perspective, if it weren't to continue downside like this, I needed to have this ahead of time to have some insight into the movements, and I follow it daily and I'm out here quite a bit, so I figured it was time to start showing you all that this week. So we've been over that a couple times, so that's what both of them are. Here are the 4-hour candles. I talked about it last night and again this morning in last night's update prep video, and this morning what I wanted from this either way from SPY today was a downside move. The extended version and the long-term version were both calling for a downside move today. So we got that, and it did breach the 453.76, which I talked about and actually potentially called for today, this morning in the live stream, and said that was a key level for me because to me it separates the two macro comparatives. A bounce out of here would indicate to me that we're following the long term, whereas it breaching that level to the downside, confirming that downside move and confirmation of breaching that level and then continuation obviously would indicate the extended version. So we got a little of both of those right now. So the initial move to the downside and then a potential bounce, but not yet a recovery of that level. So that's what I'll be watching for from a macro comparative perspective moving into tomorrow. Now the snake that's been on SPY was up here. It's a 2.5 week snake that it led. It did divert from it when it turned down here the last couple of days. As of today, it needed to make a hard side move up, in my opinion, to keep its validity. However, I invalidated it, brought it back to where it belonged, and now I will be looking for potentially a new snake either today, which is today's clip, and I clipped it here, and I'm waiting for some movements to show and give me a little more data before I place this. This could indicate a couple different things, and one of two of those things are both of these, depending on how far I try to allow this to project. And the last one, like I said, projected and fulfilled 2.5 weeks worth. So if I go off of that, it's indicating the extended version macro comparative to the downside. If I go a little more conservative and about a week's worth of movement, it essentially indicates a potential for this after downside bounce back up. So I'm going to, and then follow the long term. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer, give myself a little more time to grab some more data of intraday movements to see where this actually belongs. But that is today's clip, and I'll also be paying attention to potentially tomorrow's clip as well. But that's what I'm looking at for SPY, AMC, GME, all of the things that I look at, the snake, algo, and the macro comparatives going into tomorrow and beyond. Quick reminder, I will not be live here first thing in the morning tomorrow for the live stream unless things pop off in the morning. If they pop off, we'll all come out here and we'll do a full day out here. If not, the plan is, as it always is on Friday, I will be live streaming in the morning privately in my Discord, that then will be coming out here at 2 p.m. tomorrow for our weekly Beer 30 weekly wind down that we do every Friday here for the last 2 hours of market open from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. So I will see you all then, again, unless we pop off in the morning, which I'll put some notifications out on Twitter. And make sure you have the notification bell selected here on the channel as well. And if you're not following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter so you can get those. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll talk to y'all either way tomorrow, one way or the other. Have a good night, y'all. Later.